Hello, this is a functional test software that I've started writing in C Sharp. It's going to be geared for anybody who wants to automate their tests by basically what you do is you create your batch file or your script and you can call that script with this program. You can also call executables with this program and make them run and then test your board out in that manner. So what you'll notice is when the software starts first, when you the first time you run the software, there's no INI file here. There's also no results here. At the end of this, what the software does is it will it'll create a project file inside here with your tests. It'll be inside here. At the end, it will give you results for that project alone. Any test run under that test will be in that project result file. You can have multiple projects. Um, and you can have multiple tests. You can have multiple test sequences in the same test as well. You can have one test or multiple tests in the same test. It's just a framework that you run your scripts in, and it logs the results for you. I'm going to show you how it works. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and run this. First thing you'll notice, it will create an INI file. So here's our INI file. I'll go ahead and lower this because I don't need this now. Um, so first, you have multiple windows. There's a select project. Currently, there's no projects. There's a select default, but still there's no projects. You have a functional test, but it's default, so there's no project selected. Now we can edit or create projects. Right now, there's no project selected. We have to create a new one, and I always go to this folder. This is where my scripts are. So I'm going to just create sound. I'm going to call it project to sound card, and it's just a test, audio test. Now I'm going to add it with user response. You can have tests with user response and no user response. And it's 4 steps for each test. So here's 4, and then I can remove those as well. I can remove those like that if I need to. You cannot remove the project name or the test name. You can delete the file, but you can't remove it from here. So we'll go ahead and just add it with user response, and I'll add 2 tests. And I'm going to do this as fast as possible. So first, I can't edit this. I can edit this. Dialog. It tells you down here, what you can. Well, actually, it doesn't tell you about this. So dialog would be what you want the tester to do. So turn on power supply. Then update this. Test dialog. This is what's going to be displayed when it's running. Test. I'm going to select play a sound, and I have to update it. User response. Did you hear audio? Update. And then the next one, let's say you have to press a reset button. Test dialog is the same. It's going to be running test. You can change it to running test too if you wanted to. Test, we're going to say this one is no sound. And then the last step is right here, and I can say it's was the auto sample silent. Now I can go back and change some of these if I wanted to. I can go back here and change this dialog up here if I need to. I'm just adding something on here just to show you that I can go back and change it. When I'm done, I can go here. I can also go back and I can edit it. And it's the same file. I can still edit it if I needed to. So that's just to show you that part. I'm going to create another project really fast. And this is just to show you that I could do multiple projects. So I'm just going to call this calculator. Test. Create project. And again, it's calculator and the test. That's the test name. And I'm going to add with no user response. And I'm going to do this one as a quick test. And it's going to be, and it's going to grab this from, oh, it's actually right here. And see, there's no response on this one. What happens is it has results inside here, and I'll show you that. It's going to pass the results out. I'm already setting the results to be sent out, but it'll send an error code out, or an exit code. It'll send the exit code out, and it's going to send exit code 7, which will tell the software that it's passing when it's done. Normally, this would be based on the results of your board, if your board passed the test or not. So I'll go back here and make sure everything's updated. I'll say done, and now I've got 2 tests in here. You can see now I have these right here. This is the calculator one, and it's got all the data in here, and this is the sound card, and it has all the data inside of here. There's no results yet, so now I'm going to go ahead and run the tests. First thing I want to do, I could have, when I edited, I could have set the default in there. I didn't. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select a default. I'm going to make it the calculator as default. So now I'll go here to functional test, and you can see calculator is now default. I'll run it. It says turn power on. This requires no user response. You can see it's already finished. It says passed. And now you can see there's a CSV file over here. I'll just run this one 3 times. It's because it's so fast. Okay, so that'll be this one here. I'm going to go ahead and open it and show you the results. You'll see that it ran this test 3 times. Now, the first time that it starts, when it creates the file, it adds this, the header data in here, so you'll know what you're looking at. This is the data. Now, I could get the serial number and add that in here as well. At AQS Incorporated, they didn't do the serial number because they had so many failures, and they didn't want to waste serial number stickers on failed boards. So that shows you 3 tests. It gives you a time and date stamp. I'm going to take that large S and make it a small s for seconds. But it gives you a time and date stamp. And now I'll go ahead and I'll select a different project. And this time it's going to be the sound card. And I'll go ahead and press start. Okay, so I heard the audio. Was the auto sample silent? It was silent. So I'll try it again. And this time I'm going to give it a failed state just to show you that it works. There was no audio, but I'm going to say it failed. Okay, so now I go over here to the sound card, and now you see I have 2 files over here, and you'll see it ran multiple tests, and it has the same time and date stamp, and that's how you'd be able to tell which test it was. These are on the same test. These are on the same test. I've already tested where I can have four tests on here, for each one. as well. I don't know if there's a limit to it, but that's something that you can test out at your company or corporation wherever you're working. But it shows you pass, 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 and fail. So it gives you results. You can log your results, gives you a date and time stamp, and it tells you what project you're working on. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm gonna keep testing this. Make sure I'm going to work out a few bugs that I found in it. I'm going to make sure that it's working, because the only way you're going to fix something is if you're using it all the time. That's what I found. So I'm going to fix everything that I can find, and I'm going to release the source code within probably the next week. Have a good day.